Hello friends, my name is Tanisha and if you can see on the right side, I'm here. So I'm going to be teaching you or maybe making you understand something new. Not really new, but obviously for you guys, if you're seeing this video for the first time and of this topic, then it's new for you. So The Cold Within by James Patrick Kenny. So I'm going to be teaching this or making you understand in a bit simple words. So let's get started. Six humans trapped by happenstance in bleak and bitter cold. Each one possessed a stick of wood, or so the story is told. Now, firstly, I'll just wrap up with the meanings of the words, which is really very important. So, happenstance means a chance occurrence, coincidence, in short, you may say. Like everyone knows what coincidence really is. Something happens not intently, unknowingly it happens. So it is called coincidence. Possessed, kept, or held in their hands. In this story, it's held in their hands. What? A stick of wood. So let's just start the meanings of it. So six humans trapped by happenstance. This line in this stanza means that there are six different types of human. In this story, there are six different types of people and not same. Some is rich, some is poor. Sorry, one is rich, one is poor, and etc. There are many. We'll do that chance by chance. But now, what is that? There are only six humans, not five, not seven. There are six humans trapped by happenstance. Coincidentally, they are trapped. But where are they trapped? In bleak and bitter cold. Now, this bleak and bitter cold is not a place, like it is a place, but here the poet has not specified a place because poet's motive is not to show the place or to give more concentration to that setting, but to give more concentration to what exactly is happening in our society. So, a bleak and bitter cold is a place where, like just like Antarctica, but not exactly like Antarctica. There is much more difference. But yeah, you can imagine a place where there is ice, or you may say snowfall, too much, 24 hours snowfall. So you may just understand how it really works. So in bleak and bitter cold, six humans were trapped by coincidence or by happenstance. Each one possessed a stick of wood, or so the story is told. Now, each one possessed a stick of wood. Everyone held or kept in their hand a stick of wood. Now, why do they need stick of wood? Come on, yeah. It's cold, I know, but why do they know? Why do they want a stick of wood? They are dying fire in need of logs. The first man held his back for the faces round the fire. He noticed one was black. So, as I questioned before, why do they need sticks over here? Why do they need sticks? Obviously, because their fire was dying, and if the fire dies, then they all will also die because it's so cold that they can't live without fire over there. Obviously, if you have visited any cold place or a place where snowfall is too much and you are doing campfire on that place, then obviously you need a, or just forget snowy place. If you go in a forest and you actually can't sleep without or just do your work without actually campfiring over there. Why is the word campfiring used? Just because of this. So indirectly they were campfiring, and now the fire has is going to die if the logs are not given or just burned over them. So what exactly is log? Logs are piece of wood. So logs are piece of wood. Obviously, we all know what exactly a piece of wood is, right? Yeah, thanks. The first man held his back. Now, there are 6 humans, as I said before. So, out of these 6 humans, there is person, one man one man in that forlorn group who held his log back. Why did he hold his log back? Why? He don't want to live? He really want to die? There are many questions I know, but let's do it. Like, I'll explain and I'll give all the answers to these questions. The first man held his back for the faces around the fire. He noticed one was black. So there were 6 humans, as I said. Out of that, the first person was a man who was holding his log back. Why? Because he saw out of the remaining 5 people, one was black. Black in the sense color. It is a pure sense of racism. So it is purely a racism in which someone has a much more hatred for that black. So it is purely an example of racism. So the first man held his back for the faces around him. So one of the faces around the fire, he noticed one was black. So only one was black, but still, he didn't wanted something good to happen to that black man just because of his law. So as I said before, it's a pure sense of racism, which nowadays has again raised. We again have to held it back, held it back. Let's continue. The next man looking across the way saw one not of his church, and he couldn't bring himself to give the fire his stick of bridge. So the first man was not ready to give his log into the fire just because there was a black sitting in that group. Now, what is the problem of second? Why is second not giving, or the next man is not giving? Just because someone is not from his church, it is a pure sense of prejudices. Like someone who is not from his religion, church in the sense over here is pure religion, not from his religion. Hence, he doesn't want to help. Oh, come on, yeah. It's someone is not from your religion. You just don't want to help because of that reason. That's not fair. Come on. Everyone nowadays are standing for religious bonding. But at that time, when the story was written, there was pure racism, pure prejudices, and many stupid things happening. So this poem is indirectly and directly telling us that these things were happening in past and are still happening if we don't stop it now. Just the same thing. So where we were, yeah. The next man looking across the way saw one not from his church. So he just held his, he could not, like, since childhood, he was taught that someone not from your religion is not someone to be helped. That's the reason he was like, no, I won't be giving my log just for giving the, but these people does not realize that if they don't give the log, they, the others will to definitely die, but they will also die. The person not giving the log will also die. But they don't bother about dying. They are more intended to be to not letting something. They are not really wanting to do something good for others. So they are like, I can't do this just because someone who I personally have problem with should get a profit. Something you should not do that. That's not fair. I know, but at that time it really was. The third one sat in tattered clothes and gave his coat a hinge. Why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? So in this, one was sitting, or the third person out of that six people who were stuck over there by happenstance, coincidence. So the third one had a tattered clothes or torn coat, clothes. What do you understand by this? Like torn clothes? Who can that be? Obviously, a poor man. So he was a poor man. The third was a poor man, and he gave a hinge to a coat inwards, like just like this doing. Yeah. So why his log should be put to use to warm the idle rich? Now he is thinking that why should I give my log of wood into the fire just because I don't want to die. He's like, I'm fine with if I die, but I don't want to help that idle rich, that inactive, a person who doesn't do anything, who is useless, selfless. I mean, selfish. I mean, yeah, selfish, and who doesn't do everything. He has everything since he was born. Why should I give my log to one that idle rich? Why should I give a person who is firstly very much happy in his life? Why should I help that man? I should, I am fine if I die, but I won't help that rich. That was the thinking of that third person, none other than the poor person. So he just finally thought that I am not going to give my log just because there is an idle rich over there. He thinks that poor are doing so much work, but all the credit goes to the rich, and they take up all the money, and they are left with nothing. Who are not left with anything? Poor me. So he was against the idle rich. The rich man just saw back and thought of the wealth he had ensured, and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. Shiftless, good for nothing, simply lazy. So now, firstly, the third person was the poor man. He thought, why should I give my log to help the rich man? Now, this fourth person is a rich man. He is saying that, why should I give my log to the poor person? Because the rich man thinks that the poor person is shiftless, jobless, who doesn't do anything, who is lazy, he doesn't want to do anything. That's the reason he doesn't want to give his log into the fire. He's against it just because the rich man thinks that he has earned his wealth with all his hard work and not just because sitting idle. And no one can get anything by sitting idle. Or that's a truth of life. So the rich man also thinks that I have worked hard for this day where I am. I am rich because of my hard work. And why should I give my log to just destroy my hard work by giving happiness or giving something or doing something good for that poor who is lazy, who does not do anything, who is just sitting idle? Why should I do good to him? The rich man thinks. This is the reason why the rich man is not wanting to give his log, whereas it is the same reason for the poor man not giving his log. So both are against each other. It's this poor and rich is all from years and years, and everyone knows how, and it still happens. This poor rich is still happening, so it's time to stop it. We can't stop it, obviously, but we can definitely try to help a poor. It's not in this, I mean, poem, but I'm just saying it for Jimmy. Okay. The black man's face bespoke revenge as the fire passed from his sight. For all he saw in a stick was wood, was a chance to spite the white. Now, let's firstly wrap up the meanings. So, bespoke showed signs of something. Spite related with melee. So over here, this black man is saying that why should I do something good? Good in the sense, why should I give my log to a person who is white? Because he thought, now this is my chance. Now, this is the chance I was waiting since years and years. Now, I have got this chance and I am not going to leave this chance. Now, what is the chance? The chance is that now he was these black people, or the I won't say black people, uh, people who had their skin colors as black. I just thought a bit less or given less equality just because their skin color is black. That's not fair, he thought, and that's actually not fair. So now he thought, now these whites have troubled me a lot. Now these whites have always said me that I am useless, I can't do anything, I'm not of their level. Now it's the time. Now I'm going to take revenge from these whites by not giving my log into the fire. I'll not give my log. Now it's time for me to take a revenge with it. So let's do it. So that's the reason he does not want to give his stick of log in water. Sorry, not water. Fire. The last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain. Giving only to those who gave was how he played the game. Now, forlorn, a sad, dejected, alone group, you may say. Like now there is no option left with them. Now they are sad. Obviously they are sad. So now this forlorn group, the last man out of these 6 people, now there is only 5 have rejected that I'm not going to give my log of word. They, as I said before, they had their different reasons. Now, what is the reason of this man, the last man? He does not have any prejudices. He does not believe in racism, nor even he is like in the thing like rich and poor differences. Then what's the problem of this? Not even he is religiously not happy with it. Then what's the problem of this last person? Now what happened to this last person that he is not ready to give his log? So now the last person says or mumbles to himself that actually he's a type of person who doesn't do anything without any profit. Like if you give me this only, then I'll give you that. And if you are not able to give me that, then I'm not able to take that. Give that. So it's like give and take. If you give, then only I'm going to give you back something else. Just like if you give me this pencil for now, for using, I'll give you this paper tape. And if you don't give me this pencil, I will never give you this paper tape. Unless you give me this pencil. So he is like, you give me something, not only this pencil, give me anything. This scissor is also fine, but give me anything. But then only or after that only I'll give you what you need. So first you help me, then only I'll help you. This is how he played the game. Played the game in the sense, this is how he lived his life. First you help me, then only I'll help. If you are not ready to help, then I am also not ready to help. Now he thought, or he saw actually, that no one is ready to help. No one is ready to help each other. No one is ready to help him because he will also die if he doesn't give his law. Then why should I help? If no one out of these 6 people, these 5 people are not ready to give, then why I become the one person who gives the law? Why should I do that? What am I going to get from that? He doesn't think that he is going to get the life of himself. He'll not die, but he is that first give me, then only I'll give you back. So like help me first. Now no one is ready to help that dying fire by giving their logs. Then why should I do? Like if you are not helping the poor, then why should I help the poor? That's senseless, I know, but this person played this, that last person of this forlorn group played the game of life like this. He just thought that if you're not giving me anything, I'm not ready to give you anything. Just be as simple as that. Their logs held tight and death still hang. This line is a bit of unique thought. So this line actually means that their logs were held tight till their death. All these six people died, but no one till the end, never ever in their whole life, obviously, gave their logs into the fire. The fire died. Humans also died. Almost they were at the last stage of dying also. Now they said, won't help the one whom I don't want to help. There were some different people who don't really want it. That, like, the rich did not want it to help the poor. Poor did not want it to help the rich. The black did not want it to help the white, and white also didn't want it to help the black. And there were many. Like, these are just six human sins. There are many more. Now this is a proof, a pure proof of human sin. This is how, and this is what exactly is happening in today's life, in past, and it can stop in future if we stop today. This is what our author James Patrick Kenny is trying to tell us. They didn't die from the cold without. They died from the cold within. So they didn't die because of the cold which was outside. That the instead only it was like a bleak and bitter cold. They didn't die because of that bleak and bitter cold or the coldness which they were trembling, but they died. They did die because of their cold within. Cold within in the sense because of their prejudices, because of their senseless beliefs, because of these human sins. Just because of these reasons, they are now dead. And no one there is no one there in that group was ready to help. This is a pure proof of human sins, as I said before. They die. They did die because of the cold within their hearts, that bitterness about others, the thinking of that people were for not helping others because of prejudices and all such stupid things, religious belief, prejudices, poor, rich. Why is the need of that? Your life is more precious than anything else. But they didn't realize that. That's the reason they did die because of the cold within and not because of the cold outside. Simple message of the poet is that I'm just summarizing it, not really summarizing, but just telling you what exactly the poet is trying to convey us. The poet is a simple, the poem is a simple yet a powerful reminder that if we selfishly hold onto the world's resources and the wealth that it has to offer, if we persist in discriminating on grounds of race, religion, caste, gender, and ethnicity, then we are all lost. He succeeds in sending this message across by citing an example of six humans who were trapped in a cold night and decided to hold on their logs on the basis of their prejudice, knowing the fact that it was the only thing that could save themselves that night. Let's summarize this poem. So I know I bored you a lot, but now in a simple summary, you will understand what exactly just was the story all about. Simple yet powerful, the story is all about consequences of letting your prejudices control your decisions. It opens with trapped by chance in six people trapped by chance in the bitter and cold weather, and each had a stick of wood. The fire, which is keeping them warm, is about to die any time, but none is ready to put his or her log to use. The people have different reasons for this, beginning with the lady who didn't want it to save the black man in the group. There was a lady also. So the first one said that I am not going to uh, help any one of you just because there is a black man in the group. The next man saw a person not being of his religion. The next man just thought or and saw that someone is not from my religion, then why should I help? The third one, being poor, dressed in rags, envived the rich. Third one was poor, thought that why should I help the rich who is already having everything? Then what should I why should I help him? The rich man did not want to give anything to the undeserving poor. So now the rich man over here also thought that the poor was undeserving. He didn't really deserve anything. So why should I help that undeserving poor? I should have helped a person who really deserves. But poor is a lazy person, he thought, and hence he did not give his law. The black man thought it to be a chance to take revenge on the white people, and the last man was full of selfishness, who would help only if there is something beneficial in return. In the end, it appears as the sticks they all held tightly in their hands stood as the symbol of revenge and hatred. They lacked they lacked humanity. These selfish souls invited the death and they died by the coldness of their hearts. Thank you everyone for bearing me so long. I know. My name is Tanisha, and please, if you really like the content and the explanation, then please do subscribe to my channel